Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Set in the South Pacific Ocean, surrounded by islands, today we're here at magnificent Treasure Island. It's an unlikely location for a golf course, but the creators of EA Sports have built a treasure of a layout here. Can you say X marks the spot? You never know what you'll find at the 8th hole. Hello, this is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, here to bring you all the action for today's event. Whenever you hear about Treasure Island, Frank, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, you need a map rather than a yardage book to get around here, Rich. Holes themselves are an amazing eclectic bunch of, pleasure, pain, and of course a little bit in between, which I'll let you find out for yourself. Treasure? There might be some out there. Some off the beaten track as well. But golf's a weird game. Take all your clubs, choose which one you want to use them wisely, and use them sparingly. And Treasure Island, it might just reward you.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Frank, anytime you're inside 15 feet, you have to like your chances.
Yeah, our computer gives us 13 feet to be precise.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. Now it's at sneaky distance.
That's a poor putt to start.
Wicked, to say the least.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a tester from 4 feet. +1 in the early going. This to surrender, only 1 shot. So with that, 1 over par.
Rich, they're trying to ransack it. That ball's heading our way.
Is that a golf shot or a cannonball?
Duck!
Look out!
Hey, Rich, this is the best thing I've ever seen for slow play. You hang around on the tee too much, you're going to melt.
Let's get moving right now. Hit the darn ball. Headed for the bunker? And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron. That's right, a 3-iron on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sandwich. Amazing. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
That's good work right there. Just a tap-in. Now a 7-footer. To 1 over par early on in this round. So 2 over par for the round. Frank, this is not an easy tee shot. Trying to thread it between those two giant trees.
Third hole, Captain Hook. Par 5. Really just keep it down that left side, very, very close to the coastline. Good tee shot. You might be able to get home for 2. But rather than hook your second, you're going to have to slice it.
Frank, look at that tree in the distance. Looks like the face of a man carved out of it. I'm just seeing things right now. I'm spooked by this golf course. In the thick stuff.
Thick. It's brutal out there. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down?
Very much so. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Are you for real? It was terrible. EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Well, hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are in the great state of North Carolina, set to kick off the round here at Quail Hollow. Frank, it is one of the most well-respected courses on tour. And for good reason, Rich. Great layout. Also, we said hello to Rory McIlroy and Ricky Fowler. They recorded their first ever PGA Tour wins at this very golf course.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, Rory McIlroy had his coming out party on the PGA Tour right here at Quail Hollow. That was in 2010. You remember that final round 62?
We certainly do, Rich. That great finish to post 62. Personally, I thought that was the best round shot in 2010. And not just because it was his first win, but it showed you what he was capable of. And then obviously we've got to see that ever since.
Frank, what's the right play here on the 10th?
Favor the left side. Everything will slope towards the right. Just be careful of that grass bunker, sort of front right. The ball will sort of come a long way down to the front edge of the green.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good putt, and now one under par. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank, what's your thinking on this approach shot here at the 11th?
The second shot here at 11 is anything other than straightforward. There's a bit of a ridge in the middle of the screen, so there's a tendency for that ball to roll around a little bit. Be precise.
Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to salivate over.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just like that, now at 2 under. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no and consequently it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right. And then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know your line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
Wait, this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, we always say about Quail Hollow, you have to play with a clear head. You have to be thinking your way around this golf course. So what's the right thought process on this second shot?
Keep the ball in the right section. That front portion there, you can't afford to go long when the flag's there. Conversely, when the flag's in the back, you can't afford to be putting up and over that ridge. So you've got to be flying that ball all the way back there.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
This is a cross-country special. That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
And with that, he'll go to 3 under. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Solid par to remain 1 under. Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required. Oh, this is right at it.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. That's got 5 minutes to find it.
He'll need to be strong with this. These putts keep the round together. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie. Four under on the day. So with that, the score is now at even par. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best for it. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Takes care of business. 5 under par. So a tester from 4 feet. Nails that for a birdie to get to 1 under. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards, Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
Second shot.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Settles in over the putt. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
He needs this for par. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Drops for a par. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot. Nice.
Looks good. Frank, how about this approach shot to the 16th, the beginning of the Green Mile?
There is no other option but the aerial attack here at 16. Front bunker means it has to be carried. The one on the right really isn't in play. But that little hollow and that left front of the green, you've got to fly the ball at least 7 or 8 yards onto this putting surface.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, how about that?
Oh, can you believe that too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away. Instead, straight in. Amazing shot.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
And getting ready for the putt. Starting to move in the right direction. 5 under after that made putt. Yeah, here we go. Starting to roll now. 4 under with that birdie. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area. Just over 290 yards to get past that. And then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Excellent drive, Frank. Right where you want to be. Frank, what's the player need to watch out for here at 18?
That false front doesn't finish till at least 8 or 9 yards on, Rich, and then you've got 2 different tiers. Plus, it's a narrow green. Club selection here is just so important. Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. With that, moves to 5 under par. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's amazing how a game at times that can be so hard and just absolutely drive you crazy can appear to be so simple. This was just an absolute joy to watch today.
So that'll do it for Frank Nobilo and our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner.